Hey folks, Jim and Leela here for Geeking Out episode 173. We took a little bit of a break because Leela needed to spend some time with her honey and I needed to do some Muppet promotional stuff.
Yes.
So we're back for the next 3 weeks until episode 175, which will be our holiday gift guide special. So
yes.
Join us for that. But for today, let's get to the reviews, shall we?
Alright, so first up, this is something from last week. Since we were away, I thought it would be fitting to go back and look at Fantastic Four number 600 by Jonathan Hickman and various artists. In this one, the Fantastic Four and the Avengers have assembled in New York to fight back the Kree warships and stop their attempt to burn the Earth. Reed is armed with the
trying to burn the Earth.
Yeah, it's always the end of the world thing, but Reed is armed with the Ark of Galactus, who wishes to be called to the fight to save Earth.
What?
That's right, yeah. But for his own reasons.
Of course.
And warns Reed about something that Franklin has been up to. Meanwhile, with the help of an alternate Reed Richards, the anti-priest of the cult of the Negative Zone has created obelisks that will allow Annihilus and his deadly annihilation wave to access our universe and is trying to set them up in the Baxter Building. Also, Johnny returns. Human Torch is back, and we see through flashbacks...
No, you don't say!
No, you don't say!
Really? A character who's dead is back?
A year later.
What a surprise!
Yeah, exactly. So
Fuck you, Marvel!
we finally find out what happened through flashbacks, and actually that part was really cool. So there's a lot going on in this book. It has an $8 price tag, and it's really thick, and there's no ads really to speak of. So what I will say is I think is actually worth the price tag. I love the bit with Reed and Galactus, and the whole whatever happened to Johnny Storm really carries the book. It is really awesome. A year later, he's back, which I can't say I'm surprised. I'm sure none of you are either.
No.
But at least Johnny's story does seem to be an epic one that I did enjoy, and I'm looking forward to the resolution of all the events that are going on in this book. I do wish that Epting could have done all of the art, but overall, the art was decent, and the art in the Franklin Richards bit at the end, while not to my liking in general, does work for a Franklin Richards story. So, overall, I gotta say 2 thumbs up for Fantastic Four number 600, and I'm glad that they're back, and I'm sure that this means that some of the readers on Future Foundation might jump ship, but hey.
What are you gonna do? Next up, we have Gold Digger number 133, written and drawn by Fred Perry, and in this one, Brittany, Stripe, Ace, and Penny head for a distant world ravaged by the Dynasty, but find they are not only fighting the Dynasty, but their friends Jan and Roll, and their children, that are now under the control of the Dynasty. It's been a while since I've reviewed a Gold Digger book, so I thought since I had a short week, I'd do the new issue that just came out. Mm-hmm. As always, Fred's storytelling is great here. The art's a little bit off in places, but I know how rushed he gets, so I'm not going to judge him on it. As always, it's a fun series. If you've never checked out Gold Digger, check it out. Check out the new Platinum stuff that's coming out, and then you can catch up. Simply said, it's a fun series. Check it out if you get a chance.
Okay, next up from this week is the Green Lantern animated series number 0.
Which I watched and was terrible.
Well, we'll
Sorry.
see. Yeah. Okay, so this number 0 is by Art Baltazar Franco and Dario Brizuela. So in this one, Hal Jordan and Kilowog find a Green Lantern ring just abandoned in space, which seems kind of weird. And they stumble onto a sinister Red Lantern plot. So, this is pretty simple and straightforward. I mean, this is a decent book for kids. The art style's right in keeping with the animation from the TV show. So, I mean, if you like that, then... Well,
it's Art Baltazar, so the art's going to be good.
Yeah, you shouldn't be disappointed by that. But it is very, like, a kid's story. This is definitely, if you have... someone looking for good superhero fare and they're younger, then this is probably a good book to read. It was fairly enjoyable. I can't really speak on the animated series that it's based on, but
I didn't like it, but that's just me. So.
But I enjoyed this.
Next up, we have Archie Meets KISS, written by Alex Segura with art by Dan Parent. And in this one, when one of Sabrina's spells goes awry and releases a cabal of monsters that invade the town, The spell also unleashes KISS to try and stop the monsters, which doesn't make any sense, but what are you going to do? Basically, KISS is there to try and stop the monsters before they turn the town into a bunch of mindless zombies.
This should be like Archie Meets Alice.
Yeah, it's pretty...
That would be an awesome book. No.
Alright, let me get into this a bit, okay? Now, I enjoyed a bit of the Archie marries Betty Veronica stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, we had our fun making fun of it, but overall it was actually a very good story.
Yeah.
This is not a good story. Number one, is KISS even relevant today?
I mean, they've got that whole Gene Simmons family jewels.
Yeah, and they go to, they still do concerts, they still have fans, but is it really relevant today?
Yeah.
In a comic book world, is it relevant?
Yeah.
To have KISS? I don't know. I mean, I didn't find any fun with this. It was a terrible story. Dan Parent's art is good as always, but I mean, it just really doesn't work.
Yeah.
Maybe 20, 30 years ago, when KISS was still really relevant, this might have worked, but in this day and age, it just doesn't work for me. And
yeah, but then if we didn't have Archie Meets KISS, we'd have like Archie Meets like Lady Gaga or Justin Bieber.
They already did that.
Oh God.
But Justin Bieber was a beaver, so yeah. So dun-dun-dun. Yeah, that's an obvious joke there. But yeah, the problem is this really doesn't work at all. I mean, yeah, you got Sabrina casting a spell and Veronica fudging it up, but yeah, I can't really recommend it. Even to KISS fans, I just don't see what they would think about, even want about this.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're an Archie fan, go for it. I mean, it's an Archie book, plain and simple. There's nothing offensive in here. There's nothing terrible. So yeah, I just can't recommend it because it was just too stupid for words.
I can see the label for that now when somebody like reviews it on another site. Jim says, too stupid for words. That's awesome. Okay. Uncanny X-Men, number 2.
And I'm going to be sued by Gene Simmons.
This is by Kieran Guillen and various artists. So in this one, Cyclops and his Extinction team fight against Sinister while the other Celestials approach Earth. Sinister proposes a truce with this new threat on the horizon, but is it a trap? Yes.
Yeah, it can't be a trap. No.
So I really enjoyed this, though. I thought it was really good. This is a great story full of action, twists, and turns, and there is really solid art to back it up. I'm really liking the new Uncanny X-Men series. I don't know why we needed to start over, but there it is. It's pretty good, and I think I do like this team a lot better than the Wolverine team book, the Wolverine and the X-Men. I mean, I still have to read a number 2 for that to really make up my mind, but there's just so much more to work with this Scott's team, and I think that the sort of pseudo-love triangle between, like, Namor and Emma Frost and Cyclops is hilarious. So, you know, there you have it. If you're an X-Men fan and haven't given this series a try yet, I really think you should. It's a good read.
And last and certainly not least is another callback, because it came out a few weeks ago and I have a short week. So here's Gold Digger Annual number 17, written and drawn by Fred Perry and various. And basically this one just features art and stories by fans and pros alike, including an all-new story by Fred as Team Trollolol tries to make a fool out of Aliane. If you're a fan of Gold Digger, yeah, pick this one up. You're going to enjoy it. It's a lot of fun to read, and the fan art in here is fantastic. So yeah, if you're a fan of Gold Digger, you're going to enjoy this. Check it out.
Okay, and the last one for me is Uncharted number 1. This is by Joshua Williamson and Sergio Sandoval. So this is based on the video game series, which, forgive me, I have not played and I'm not familiar with.
Nor am I.
Okay, so, but the series follows a modern-day treasure hunter called
Indiana Jones
Nathan Drake, as he travels around the world to uncover various historical mysteries. And in this issue, Nathan retrieves the diary of Richard Evelyn Beard and is set out to find the Amber Room. Okay, so...
That sounds like a place that I went to for a party once.
There you go. So I gotta say, for a video game book, it's not not bad. I mean, I thought this was okay. It had pretty good story and decent art, and it obviously has a following because I think the game is out onto its like third right?
iteration.
Yeah, so it's got a following, and this actually kind of made me want to check it out. So I mean, if that was the purpose, then success. Not sure how good the comic book series is going to do, but I thought it was a pretty decent read, and if you haven't checked it out, it's not bad.
And next up, let's talk a little about a certain movie we saw.
Yes, the Muppet Movie.
Oh, really? I thought we were talking about Twilight.
No, I haven't seen that movie.
Thank God. But, no, let's talk about Muppets a bit, okay?
Yeah.
So, I want your opinion first, because I got paid to work on it a little bit, so...
Okay, well, we'll start from the beginning. I'm going to start with the Toy Story short that's at the beginning.
Oh, God, I love that Toy Story short.
It was great. It was
that was the first
cool.
short by Pixar Canada / Toronto.
Yes.
So, yeah, it was a great short.
I really liked it. I loved the bit.
The toy support group was fantastic.
Yes, yeah, even just for
Gary Grappling Hook.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen even more of just that, that was awesome. But then going into the Muppet Movie, I thought it was very excellent. I mean, I laughed, I cried. I actually really cried like a baby, and my fiance was like, "Are you crying at the Muppet Movie?" And I was like, "It's sad."
It is sad.
I'm so happy.
The thing about the film is, it's really the journey of someone becoming who they want to be.
Yes, I mean, I didn't mind the new Muppet Walter.
No,
that was very effective.
It was his journey. Yeah. It wasn't really about the Muppets. It was about Walter's journey to become.
But it did sort of echo like how the Muppets had just sort of disbanded at this point, and it's all about them all getting back together and realizing how powerful they were as a group and how they really missed each other.
And even though they might fail, they're still together and
So who couldn't cry at that?
No.
So
I mean,
the new songs were pretty good.
I quite enjoyed them. I mean, Chris Cooper rapping. Hilarious.
Maniacal laugh.
Maniacal laugh. Maniacal laugh.
Oh my gosh, he was so good.
He was a great villain. It's over the top, but it so works.
Yeah.
Jason Segel.
Yeah, I thought he was great. And,
I'm not a fan of Jason Segel, but he worked here.
Yeah, it really worked here.
He worked.
I think he really stepped aside too and let other people shine in the movie
Especially
too.
Amy Adams.
Especially Amy Adams, which
I don't think the film would have worked without her.
Yeah, I thought
honestly
she was
think
excellent,
that.
and she really tied that whole part of the story together really well.
What I really enjoyed about the film was just how much it paid respect to what came before, but also really evolutionized the Muppets.
Yes.
It really evolved them to a state where they've never been before.
Yeah, I'm hoping this really means much better, more bigger things for the Muppets. I hope
it would be nice.
You know, like it's so good to me, like because I'm in my 30s.
So am I.
So I grew up on the Muppets, and
as did I.
And it's so good to me to see my niece and nephew who are like 8 and 4, to get exposure to the Muppets and are really like enjoying it, and that's just a good thing, I think.
Yeah, so. I agree. It's a perfect film for families. Take your family to it, please. We need this film to beat Twilight. We really do.
I don't think it's going to.
It's not going to,
but
it's still a better film than Twilight will ever be, and it's just so wonderful.
Yeah, go see it.
Go see it, please. It's a wonderful film.
Last
and certainly not least is we thought we'd talk a bit about what's in the Diamond previews this month.
Yeah, the new previews came out this week, and we just thought we'd do a quick flip through and let you know some things that you should watch for. So, number 1 from DC.
Or avoid.
Number 1 from DC, there's a Batman Beyond Unlimited book coming out. It's a new ongoing series for Batman Beyond, which 2 thumbs up, I like that.
We'll have more Batman Beyond.
Thumbs down to the decision to make it an oversized book.
Oh, that's a stupid idea.
Why? Just make it a regular comic book size book. I don't understand.
It doesn't need to be oversized.
It's a stupid, ludicrous decision.
That's just asking for the book to be canceled within 4 issues.
Exactly. I don't understand.
Retailers don't have enough space on shelves as is.
And storage afterwards.
Exactly.
It's just, if you don't sell out, it's just,
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Very stupid idea there, DC.
Yeah. So next up, you wanted to talk about Glory number 23.
Okay. Not a fan of Rob Liefeld. I'm a fan of Ross Campbell, who's doing the art of this.
Yeah.
But looking at the art that's been shown, it is ugly.
Yeah.
It is ugly-ass art. This is probably the worst stuff I have ever seen from Ross Campbell in his entire career.
Could it be that the inking wrecked it?
I don't know, but it just looks terrible. Yeah. It looks so unprofessional, and considering who's doing it, that shouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
It looks crap.
Yeah, hopefully that's just like a few pages that's just not the best. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I really enjoyed Ross Campbell's Wet Moon and a bunch of other stuff that he's done, but it just doesn't work here.
No.
And it looks ugly.
Yeah.
It looks really ugly.
Okay, so for you Last Unicorn fans...
which is both of us.
Yeah, both of us. I love that. So there was like a little mini-series that came out.
Which was gorgeous. Which is really weird to say from IDW.
Yeah, but they're going to put out a deluxe edition hardcover that will collect everything and have a bit more stuff in it. It's like $50, which is kind of pricey.
Which is way too overpriced for a hardcover.
Yeah, but you know...
$25.99, maybe $30 for a 200-page book.
Yeah.
That's a good price point.
Yeah.
$50? That's just ripping you off.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm going to have to look at it. It has to be really awesome for me to pay that. But for you Last Unicorn fans out there watching for it, and maybe you missed the series...
You could just buy the paperback that's already out for like $20.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
Okay, so the last one that I want to talk about, and then Jim will have one more, is there's a series coming out by my favorite writer, Ed Brubaker. He's doing it with Phillips. It's a series from Image called Fatale. And
it looks gorgeous.
It looks gorgeous. It looks like it could be really awesome. It might be the
very 30s noirish.
Yeah, it might be the only Image book that I'm looking forward to reading, and I always discount Walking Dead from that equation. So just ignoring Walking Dead right now.
I think we should speak about Walking Dead.
Next week.
We'll talk about
the mid-season finale next week.
God, yeah.
And so, but last from previews this week is
Ralph Wiggum, #1 from Bongo.
Woo!
Okay. Yes, it's going to be incredibly stupid, no doubt.
Yeah.
But it's a Simpsons character that everyone seems to love.
It's a one-shot.
And it's a one-shot, so really, why not take the dive and have a good little laugh at it? I'm sure it'll be hilarious.
Yeah. Make sure to ask your retailer about it, though, because you know, who knows how much they'll order.
Especially if that leprechaun shows up and tells him to burn things.
Hilarious. Yeah.
But anyway, we will be back next week. We will see you then.